This story happened to me in November of last year. I had just moved into a small town for work, a peaceful, quiet place where nothing ever seemed to happen. I was living alone in a small apartment complex near a shopping center. I used to work late and come home around 10:30 p.m. every night. But one night, something felt different. I had just parked my car and was walking through the nearly empty lot behind my building. That's when I noticed him, a man standing completely still, about 40 feet away, near the edge of the lot, partially hidden in the shadows. At first I thought he might be homeless or just drunk, but something about the way he stood there. He wasn't moving, just staring in my direction. I slowed down and pulled out my keys. I acted like I hadn't noticed him and walked to my building door calmly, trying not to look back. When I got to my floor, I peeked out the window that overlooked the lot. He was gone. Over the next few days, I kept seeing him. Not every night, but often enough to notice a pattern. He'd show up in the same general area, always standing, always watching, never doing anything, never moving closer. One night, I decided to test it. I waited in my car for a while, with the lights off. After a few minutes, he appeared again, same spot, same stance. I started my engine. He turned his head toward me, but didn't move. That's when I realized he knew which car was mine. It was a Thursday, cold, quiet, and misty. I came home early for once, just before sunset. There was no sign of him. I felt relieved. Around 11 p.m., I was brushing my teeth when I heard a knock at my apartment door. 3 slow knocks, not loud, deliberate. I froze. Nobody visits me. I don't even know my neighbors. I looked through the peephole, no one, but I heard footsteps, walking away. I stepped out into the hallway cautiously. The corridor was empty. I checked my phone. A new text from an unknown number. I like when the lights are off. I had no idea how he got my number, or how he knew what my apartment looked like from the inside. I turned every light on in my place that night, and didn't sleep. I reported it to the police the next morning. They didn't take it seriously, just said I should be careful and lock my doors. So I went further. I requested security footage from the parking lot and spoke to the building manager. 2 days later, I got a call. The footage showed a man lurking around my car almost every night, sometimes for nearly 30 minutes at a time. He would just stand near the edge of the lot, pacing, then disappear into the woods behind the building. The manager recognized him. It was a former tenant who had been evicted 6 months earlier for harassing neighbors. They found him living in an abandoned garage a few blocks away. He was arrested for trespassing, and they found photos of several residents in his things, including me. I haven't seen him since, but I still check the parking lot every night, just in case. Sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that almost didn't happen. I'm just grateful I trusted my gut before it was too late.
I moved to my new apartment 3 years ago. It wasn't much, just a small one-bedroom unit on the 3rd floor of an old building, perfect for someone living alone. The first few nights were uneventful, but I noticed something odd on the 4th night. Across the street, in the apartment directly opposite mine, was a window with its blinds half open. I didn't think much of it until I realized there was always someone standing there, just standing, watching. At first, I assumed it was a coincidence. Maybe they were just looking outside like I was. But night after night, every time I walked past my own window, that figure was there, unmoving, staring straight at me. One evening, I decided to wave. Maybe they'd wave back, laugh, and we'd move on. Instead, they closed the blinds. That should have been the end of it. But later that night, I woke up at 2:37 a.m. to the sound of my phone buzzing. It was a text from an unknown number. Why did you stop waving? I didn't have curtains yet. The next morning, I ordered some online and avoided looking out the window until they arrived. But before I could hang them up, I heard knocking from inside my apartment. The kind of soft, deliberate knock that comes from someone who knows you're listening. When I checked the peephole, no one was there. The figure in the opposite window, gone. I moved out the next week and everything went normal. Finally, I was able to sleep well. But after even almost 3 years, this story still makes me scared. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Hope you liked my story. If you like my story, please share the story with your audience. Thank you.